Hi everybody, my name is Jessica and this is my channel Plant Hooker. Now today I brought out my corn plant Lisa. Now I wasn't requested to do a video about this plant, but a friend of mine had approached me and asked me to identify some plants of hers, and one of them was a corn plant Lisa. So I figured, why not do a video and give her the knowledge that I have of this plant. Mind you, full disclaimer here, I've only had this guy for about 2 months. I received him from my brother about a week before Christmas. And the reason why he had given me this plant is because his family, him and his wife, were getting kittens for their 2 boys for Christmas. And unfortunately, corn plants are also part of the Dracaena family. Like its proper name would be Dracaena fragrans. And like Dracaenas, they are toxic to cats. However, this one may not be as toxic as other plants because Gwen has shown no interest in this guy. The only one of my cats that has shown any interest in him was Apollo, and I think, yeah, I ripped off where he had chewed. And I think he had mistaken this plant for my ponytail palm, and that was the only reason why he had chewed it. He had taken a quick bite and then spit everything out. He didn't get sick or anything, so knock on wood. It is a flowering species. It is native throughout the tropical areas of Africa, like the Sudan, Mozambique, Tanzania, Ivory Coast, and Angola. And in the wild, these guys can get up to almost 50 feet tall. Mine is maybe only 2 feet. And the diameter of the stem can be a whole 12 inches thick. Mine is about an inch. Yeah. And as a flowering plant, it also produces berries as well. And they're like an orangey red, almost look like ground cherries, crossed with a cranberry. I don't think you can get them in like your household. I do know that some people have been able to get their Dracaena fragrances or corn plant Lisa to flower, because I've seen videos of it on YouTube. So we'll see if we can get this guy to flower. There are different hybrids of these ones, like you'll see them, like this one is the solid green, and then there's kinds that have like a stripe down the middle, stripes on the sides, and I think they had like different names like striped Dracaena, what's the other one? Lemon lime Dracaena and things like that. This one, I'm not sure if it's a hybrid or not, or if it's, or you need this one to hybridize to make the other ones. I'm not 100% sure. I just know that this one has grown quite a bit in my care. Very forgiving and very tolerant of any conditions. Excuse me. Like, can take a lot of neglect, a lot of abuse, and keep coming back. Because when I got this, I probably started giving it optimum condition, and it's been quite happy because in the 2 months that I've had it, it's grown this leaf, and it's already starting on this one. So, like, they are considered to be a very slow growing plant, so I don't know what I'm doing to get 3 new leaves in 2 months. Now, like spider plants, this plant was part of the study that NASA had done to see which plants can remove the most toxins from the air. And Dracaenas, especially the corn plant, was one of them. I'm not 100% sure, because this study was done in the 80s, and I think the spider plants study was done during the 90s. Yeah, because this one here, when I looked it up, like the peace lily wasn't part of that study, but I do recall seeing the peace lily for the study that the spider plant was done. And the peace lily is now rated as like one of the top 10 plants for removing toxins from the air next to the spider plant. So I think this one was done like as an early experiment. This plant in Tanzania, there's a tribe of people called the Chagas, and to them, this is a holy plant. So they pray to it. It's considered a very special plant to them, like kind of like how we look at Easter lilies during Easter or Palm Sunday. Now this guy, I water him every 3 weeks, and I use most of the time it's filtered water. I have used like rainwater. I think one of the waterings, because we had lots of snow and it was very nice and fluffy, and you could gather a lot of it and melt it on the stove. And because these guys are sensitive to fluoride. Like, this is an acid-loving plant. They don't like tap water. And I think that might be one of the reasons why my brother and sister-in-law were having trouble with it, because it's got gray spots here, and that is a sign of like too much lime and fluoride in the water. And that could be another reason why it's been able to produce these leaves, because I switched up the type of water that it's been using. Yes, Eva, I see you. I love you, don't worry. Eva has to make an appearance almost every video. I think I have maybe a couple that she's not in. So when it comes to fertilizer, I've only fertilized him, I think, once since I've owned him. And the type of fertilizer, because from what I've read, you're only supposed to fertilize them every 2 months or every second month. So, and the types of fertilizer these guys handle is the all-purpose fertilizer and the fertilizer that's specifically made for green plants. And the kind that I've been using is Schultz, which you can find pretty well almost anywhere. And I really like it. And it does wonders for my plants. And now he can handle regular humidity, and my brother and them, they weren't misting it, but since I gotten it, I've started misting it twice a week, and I find that since I do that, I don't have to clean these leaves, because there's times where I'd be going there visiting, and then I'd be looking at all the plants that they have and whatnot, and then I'd start dusting them and cleaning them, and it was like one of my favorite. Next to my nephews, it was one of the favorite things to do when I visited my brother. Because my nephews are very cute. I love them very much. And from what I've gathered, he's only able to go outside if your hardiness zone is 11A or higher. Like, he cannot go outside, period. Even the summertime here in our Cape Breton summers. Oh, here's Gwen making an appearance. Maybe she'll prove me wrong and just decide to actually start trying to munch him. Because like I said, I've had him for 2 months. She's never touched him. But I also have it in a spot where it's very hard for her to get to him. Because he's currently 4 feet away from a south-facing window, and is 5 feet away from a light grow light, like a soft grow light, like not one of the really high powerful ones, and seems to do fine with it. And I have him like on my bureau, and then he's packed around with a whole bunch of other plants, like my zebra calathea, my lumen plant, my red ardesia, and my 2 orchids, and it makes it harder for her to get to him. So how Apollo was able to do it, like, he just kind of climbed over everything. And oh, here's the leaf. This is where I see it now. This is where he made his mess. So. But yeah, cannot go outside in Cape Breton. Has to stay indoors year-round here. So. Maybe other areas would be luckier than I am, but apparently here not. I think it's because I'm a 5A. But yeah, so he can handle not too bright light, doesn't like bright direct light, but bright indirect light is fine. Part sun, part shade. Even shade, like low light, they can handle low light, they can handle medium light, they can handle like bright indirect light. The only thing you'll see is with the different lights, you'll get different growths. Like, because I don't think, because he was in low light at my brother's, and now he's in bright indirect light. Unless you count the grow light. So that could be another possibility on why I've gotten 3 leaves in 2 months. Now, the type of soil that he's in, I believe this is all-purpose when I look at it. Yeah, I don't think it's anything special at all. But they can handle like a tropical plant soil too. And from what I've gathered when I went researching online, the tropical plant soil, like they'll grow a tiny bit faster. Not that much faster, but a tiny bit faster. But he's in the all-purpose, and because I fertilize him, I think another reason too. He's also in, I believe this is this is a 10-inch pot, and that's why I water him every 3 weeks. Smaller pots would need to be watered more often, larger pots less often. Now, as I had mentioned before, sensitive to lime in their soil and whatnot. Another reason why they could get these gray spots too is like fungus issues, and apparently underwatering can cause gray spots. If they're black spots, then it's overwatering, a pest issue, or you're giving him the right amount of water, but he's got no drainage. So he's not draining properly, so he's not drying out the amount of time that he needs to be able to grow and function properly. Now, because I haven't dealt with any pests with him, because I've only had him for 2 months, like he is in an area where the white flies that I'm having trouble with are flying around, but they don't seem to be going into his soil at all. Like they're not here, like there's nothing here. Like they seem to be sticking more to like the orchid bark. But these guys do get trouble with like mealybugs, spider mites, thrips, and scale. Again, I've dealt with thrips. I haven't seen any thrips in a while, so I think I may have won that battle. I'm hoping I've won that battle, because they're nasty little creatures and I hate them to death. And I've dealt with spider mites. That battle was like, I had no problems with them, but I have not dealt with scale or mealybugs, and I don't want to, because I've seen it. Like I said, I've seen other plant tubers have to deal with them, and it's, oh my god, the things they had to do to get rid of those bugs. Like, please no. I think that's it. I can't really think of anything else that I've missed. I believe that's everything. Sorry about that. I had to answer my phone. But I think that's everything I had could research and find and to discuss about the corn plant. If you have any questions, shoot me a message. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Would I recommend this as a first-time plant owners? Yes. As long as you know to water it with filtered water, this is a dandy first time owner. Or no, first time owning plant. A plant for a newbie plant owner. I think. I think that's how you would say it. So if you like the video, give it a like. If you don't like the video, you can give it a thumbs down. Like, everybody has a right to their opinion. If you really like the video, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and live long, plant on. Hi, me again. The video wasn't off for like 5 seconds, like I was putting stuff away, and Gwen started trying to eat it. So yeah, it is toxic enough to where it will make your cat sick, and she's just not able to get to it to where I had it, and I gave her the opportunity to eat it, and she made a very fast attempt at it. Like, my back was turned for 2 seconds. Yeah, so yeah, talks to the cats. It's rated, it's up there with like Pothos and whatnot, so keep it away from your kitties. Thank you again. Bye.